Ohio. It's also happening in Columbus, but not as bad as what is going on in Butler County, which is down by Hamilton, Ohio, where the sheriff is Richard Jones. Richard Jones cuts a striking figure. His big white Fu Manchu and his big cowboy hat. And he struck a striking figure yesterday as he took to the podium to talk about illegal immigration and its impact on Butler County, where they have in custody now an illegal alien who is charged with murder. They know this guy well. He's been a familiar face to them in Hamilton County. That's where we begin a Thursday edition of the Bruce Hooley Show. Glad to have you along. If you don't want to miss the first couple hours of my content tomorrow, then you'll have to tune in 2 hours earlier at 9 a.m. as I'll be hosting the Mike Gallagher Show tomorrow from 9 to noon. And then the Gallagher Show ends, but the Bruce Hooley Show will continue, and we will go from noon to 1. So 9 to 1, all Hooley all the time tomorrow. Looking forward to that. So in Butler County, Fermin Garcia Gutierrez, age 46, is being held at the Hamilton County Jail on charges, of premeditated murder, using weapons while intoxicated, carrying concealed weapons, possession of drugs, and obstructing official business. This is from the discovery of a dead body in an alley Monday afternoon in response to a 911 call. Mr. Garcia Gutierrez is in custody upon the request of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE. And Richard Jones shared yesterday with, as he stood there, this is what I love about Rich Jones. He's an absolute truth teller, okay? On his right, he has a picture, a very large picture, of 8 illegal aliens who they have arrested repeatedly in Butler County, 8 of them. On his left, he has the pictures of Alejandro Mayorkas, head of Homeland Security, Joe Biden, President of the United States, and George Soros, who has funded prosecutors around the country who are more than willing to release these criminals onto the streets without holding them, in some places without even requiring bail of them. So Rich Jones getting right to it. And Mr. Garcia Gutierrez, according to Rick Jones, has been deported 7 times. Again, it's just outside Cincinnati. Deported 7 times, and he's been in the Butler County Jail 11 times. Wait, it gets worse. Using 7 different names and 3 different dates of birth. This is the difficulty in tracking people who come from countries that Donald Trump described indelicately, although 100% accurately, as crap hole countries, and I'm cleaning it up. This is the difficulty. You have no idea who these people are, what their background is, no way of vetting them. We have allowed approximately 10 million of them to stream across our border, and then we have flown another almost 500,000 of them in over the border, more than 300,000 of them into Miami International Airport, and there are another about 60,000 of them who have been flown into anonymous airports around the country. Probably about 45 more airports. I think the last report I saw was 46 airports, which the Biden administration still refuses to name the locations where they are flying these illegal immigrants into. From the countries are Colombia, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Cuba, and Haiti. I'm sure they're the best of the best coming. They probably can't wait to come and enroll at an American university and major in astrophysics, right? Or fentanyl poisoning, one of the two. Here's Rich Jones yesterday, Butler County Sheriff, talking about exactly who's responsible for this invasion of our country.
Now, I've spoken a lot. This is killing us and it's destroying our country. Everybody. It's affecting all of us. In Butler County, times over 30 counties in the United States. These people aren't doing anything, and they're causing it. No matter, it don't matter who elected them, what they done,
Yeah, they're not responsible because the border is closed, and on and on and on and on and on. I've told you before, there's a sophisticated theft ring going on here in Central Ohio, led by some international gang. I can't give you all the details on it yet because I've not been given the green light by the investigators who have told me about it. We know that there are sophisticated rings of thieves all around the country who are organized by foreign entities. One as close as Oakland County in suburban Detroit, Michigan. This is a Chilean gang. They target homes where people are going on vacation or are away on vacation. How do they know? Because people stupidly post selfies of themselves on vacation. Hey, having a great time here in Aruba. Hey, having a great time here in Hawaii. Why don't you go rob my house while I'm away? Here is the sheriff of Oakland County, California, telling you how it works with these Chilean gangs. Oh, interesting, isn't it? They're getting their sophisticated jammers out of China. Gee, that's a coincidence, is it not? I mean, if you think we need to worry only about Colombians, Venezuelans, Chileans, Haitians, Hondurans, Mike Pompeo, former Secretary of State, would have you know differently. Here is Pompeo, who was on last night with Laura Ingraham, noting the rampant influx of Chinese single men into our country over the last few years. The numbers, by the way, are staggering. Chinese nationals who crossed the southern border in 2021, 341. And then guess what? In China, they're watching the border being overrun, and they're like, hey, we can, it appears, get whoever we want in there. Why don't we send a few guys over and see if, in fact, that is the case? And so the number climbed in 2022 to 2,000. And then in 2023, having, as they say in business, market tested it, having attained proof of concept, the number of Chinese nationals who crossed the border in 2022 from just under 2,000 in 2023 went to 24,125. A 12-fold increase. Now we are, what, 5-6 months into fiscal year 2024? We are approximately 2,000 Chinese nationals under the total from all of last year, with 6 months more still to run in the fiscal year, as former National Security Director Robert O'Brien. Yeah, see, I'm glad I'm not crazy when I say there's a reason they're coming here. Nobody leaves China without permission. If you leave and you're a young single man, you're probably coming here with a mission. It's probably a very nefarious mission. And the Biden administration, I guess they cannot care, because how are you going to allow unfettered illegal immigration from countries in South America to juice the numbers in the census to give you more power in Congress unless you let the Chinese in at the same time?
Clouds and breezy, a cold day today, a couple of showers, high 45, cloudy with a shower temperature 36.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Good to have you with us. And we're going to be in commercial here for the next couple minutes.
A little bit warmer Sunday, the high 59.
But then we'll be back with more.
On Monday, clouds to give way to some sun, the high Monday afternoon at 68. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Here's great news. If you plan on attending Ohio Christian University as a new traditional student this fall semester at the Circleville campus, you can receive a $5,000 tuition scholarship for only $2,500. That's right, get a $5,000 tuition scholarship for only $2,500. One scholarship per student, and all Ohio Christian University admission requirements must be met. Learn more at 989theanswer.com or call RMAT at 614-216-5049.
Relief Factor is the daily supplement that helps your body fight back against pain. It's 100% drug-free. Relief Factor was developed by doctors searching for a better alternative for pain. Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients to help reduce or eliminate the everyday aches and pains that you're experiencing. Whether it's neck, back, joint, muscle pain, Relief Factor can help you feel better. Unlike pills that mask the pain for a short time, and I've been there, done that, well, Relief Factor helps support the body's natural response to inflammation. Over 1 million people have tried the Relief Factor Quick Start Kit. Nearly 70% of people go on to order it again. So you see, Relief Factor is living better. See how Relief Factor can help you with their 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95. It comes with Relief Factor's Feel Better or Your Money Back Guarantee. Why not give it a try? Let's see if we can get you out of pain. ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com, or call 800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. When you feel the difference, you know it works. Relief Factor.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for health care can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-47-BIBLE. That's 844-47-BIBLE. 844-47-BIBLE.
Who are the people that serve part-time in the Ohio Army National Guard? We are your neighbors and friends. We are your sons and daughters. Our service is providing us valuable job skills, and it pays up to 100% of our tuition. We're proud to serve our state. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with the Ohio Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard. Aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Shortness of breath. Patient's confused. Temp 102. Just had an infection. What's going on?
It's becoming septic.
Antibiotics started. Bed ready. Let's move him.
Infections can lead to a deadly chain reaction in your body called sepsis. Very quickly, sepsis can cause tissue damage, organ failure, and even death. If you know the risks, can spot the symptoms, and act fast, then you can get ahead of sepsis. Learn more at cdc.gov/sepsis.
No need to be in pain, not if you don't take advantage of the free consultation you could get from QC Kinetics. Check first, see if QC Kinetics here locally can help your body do what it's designed to do, which is heal. You cut your finger, You probably don't go to the doctor, right? You just wait, put a Band-Aid on it, maybe keep it moist. It's going to heal itself. Well, the same thing can happen if you have pain from arthritis or joint pain, and it's keeping you from enjoying what, once it stops raining, a round of golf or a tennis match or a walk around the neighborhood, or helping you, keeping you from working in the yard. QC Kinetics can help your body do what it's designed to do by removing the healing platelets in your body, concentrating them, re-injecting them into your body once your body makes more of those platelets. It's like a double dose of what your body needs to heal itself. Take advantage of the local medical professionals here who are schooled in this groundbreaking therapy, advanced regenerative medicine. 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544. That is 380-208-4544. QC Kinetics. Well, you may have noticed gas prices are, I don't say creeping. I would say they are more like jumping up again. And with the summer blends required by the EPA heading back into vogue this summer, you're going to be paying more and more and more and more. Of course, there is the ticklish matter of the presidential election coming up, and it is often the case that the candidate who is tied to gas prices climbing is the candidate whose poll numbers are plummeting, and that is certainly the case with President Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden, not above doing a naked power grab. He, after all, did one prior to the 2022 midterms, when you remember that he depleted the strategic oil reserves, which are there in case we have, a catastrophic event, a war, a hurricane that knocks out a refinery. It's there for emergency purposes. Well, to Joe Biden, like getting crushed in the midterms was an emergency. And so he released millions and millions and millions of barrels per day from the strategic petroleum reserves. And he left it with about 60% of what it had before he started raiding it. And at the time, there was a promise, a no panic promise from the President of the United States. Well, that sounds like a good idea, a better idea than, no, actually not a better idea, but it would have been a better idea to just leave everything the way it was and not prop up your failing presidency by artificially manipulating oil prices. But they never did it. They never refilled the strategic petroleum reserves. Why did they not refill the strategic petroleum reserves? Because the price of oil was too high. Now, they could blame Vladimir Putin all they wanted to. Remember the phrase Putin's price hike? Everything was Putin's fault, Putin's fault, Putin's fault. And then we started, while we were complaining about Putin's price hike, we were actually shipping to and selling oil to China. And then we went to Venezuela and we begged Venezuela to give us some of their oil, which is not as environmentally clean as ours. See, the environmental movement matters a lot to the Biden administration until it really doesn't matter, which is when their butts are on the line in a midterm election or in the election upcoming. I assure you of that. So now with oil approaching $80 a barrel, they can't afford to replenish these strategic oil reserves. And so yesterday, the announcement came down that they aren't going to do it. Here is the report from Fox Business about that.
Today, the Biden administration announced that it's going to pull back its plans to refill the SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. You know, they drained that to try and bring gas prices down earlier. Well, they've been trying to fill it back up, but now it is way too expensive. So they say we hit $86 today on the futures market. They say it costs too much, so we're not going to do it. And now is the time of huge political, geopolitical risk out there. So I don't know. This summer could be a tough summer if you want to drive somewhere.
The phrase grasping at straws was made for this administration. They do not know what they are doing. They prioritize their own power, prominence, and prestige over everything. They do not have a plan, and they often get caught, like they did in Afghanistan after they withdrew from Bagram Air Force Base, in a situation where they've already made a move that they can't undo, stuck in the Kabul airport where everybody in Kabul is crowding around the airport and all the refugees are trying to get out and we can't manage the situation, and 13 American service personnel end up dead. We've never had a single general, a single commander, a single anybody censured for that. Several days later, we droned to death a guy who they said at the time was a terrorist who was responsible for the bombing, and 5 children, and then they found out, oh, whoops, he wasn't involved at all. Did they ever apologize for that? No. But now Israel hits a humanitarian kitchen in Gaza. Israel apologizes, and yesterday Lloyd Austin piles on and says, well, that was really a stupid thing to do. They should, they should cease fire and not. He's never apologized for the mistake that happened on his watch. So this all is part and parcel of the incompetence of the Biden administration. All part and parcel of the incompetence of the Biden administration, and it's going to continue. That's why his poll numbers are going down. It's why they're plummeting. It's why he's in peril of losing in the swing states. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. He's not in peril of losing in the swing states. If you don't believe that, listen to political expert Dr. Jill Biden yesterday in an interview on the CBS Early Morning Happy Talk show. Oh, it's obvious, is it? Well, maybe not obvious. Maybe that's the wrong word. At least it seems like it is the wrong word. If you listen to political strategist Karl Rove, he notices a remarkable similarity between Dr. Jill and her addled husband. In her defense, it is hard to defend stupid, and her husband is an expert at stupid.
News, I'm Rich Thomason. An early spring nor'easter is hammering the Northeast with heavy snow, rain, and high winds. Some northern areas expect to get up to 2 feet of snow. Request denied, a judge rejecting Donald Trump's bid to delay his upcoming New York criminal trial and in the so-called hush money case. They're closing the gap with the opposition. Former President Trump and the Republicans ended last month with just over $93 million in their campaign coffers. A Biden-Netanyahu phone call is on the agenda today. The president and the Israeli prime minister will talk for the first time since an airstrike killed a group of aid workers in Gaza. French President Macron dismissing as ridiculous remarks by Russia's defense minister, suggesting that Ukraine and France could have had a role in last month's deadly Moscow concert hall attack. More details at srnnews.com.
Oh, honey, it's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We wanted you to stop by for dinner as our way of thanking you.
Yes, to thank you for that free gutter inspection, the free estimate, and what was the other thing?
That lifetime guarantee.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, those are just Leaf Filter's policies. Everyone who calls Leaf Filter gets a trusted pro to come out for a free gutter inspection and estimate. And every Leaf Filter installation comes with a lifetime guarantee.
So it's not just us?
No, sir. We don't want anyone to worry about clogged gutters ever again.
You mean everyone gets this level of service?
Everyone. They just need to visit leaffilter.com/gold to schedule their free inspection.
Okay, but you must be starving. You work so hard.
Ready to love your gutter protection as much as we do? Visit leaffilter.com/gold and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior meal.
We are strong and we'll get through this together. But these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope. Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flot Line with your host Rick Hughes every Sunday morning at 8 here on 98.9 FM The Answer. The Flot Line describes a main line of resistance in your soul built on God's Word. Join us every Sunday for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flot Line with Rick Hughes. Sunday mornings at 8, right here on 98.9 FM The Answer.
Greetings, this is Dr. Sebastian Gorka from the Midas Gold Group War Room. The MAGA veterans at Midas point out that the Federal Reserve note does not belong to you. It belongs to the Federal Reserve Bank. While the federal debt doesn't belong to the Federal Reserve Bank, it belongs to you. This is your wake-up call to what the Midas Gold Group veterans believe the central bank and government are trying to do. A controlled demolition of our current system with a central bank digital currency to take complete and utter control of our transactional freedoms. A literal digital concentration camp replete with social sanctions. Protect yourself. Turn this wake-up call into a phone call and look into the opportunities that gold can provide you as a way to diversify your investments. Call veteran-owned Midas Gold Group today, 855-322-GOLD, or go to MidasGoldGroup.com. That's 855-322-GOLD, or just go to MidasGoldGroup.com. Always faithful, Midas Gold Group, MAGA and proud of it.
News, opinion, passion. Here, 98.9 FM, The Answer, anywhere you go. With The Answer's mobile app at 98.9theanswer.com. Also on your smart speakers, TuneIn, or iHeart.
Mike Lindell has built an amazing company at MyPillow, but it has its limitations. Sometimes I wake up in the night. Today was one of those days. I just woke up at like 4:30 and I could not get back to sleep. It had nothing to do with the comfort of my neck or the comfort of my Giza Dream Sheets. It just had to do with where we are in the world, because things are blowing up in the Middle East. Things are blowing up here at home. But if you are not someone who has your mind spending so much focus on those things, and I actually hope you're not, because I don't think it's good for your outlook on life to ponder those things, but I have to, as I'm here in the middle of trying to analyze those events for you, then when you lay down at night, you should expect, and you really need, a good solid 8 hours of restorative rehabilitative sleep. MyPillow can help you get there. They're having an amazing $25 sale right now where you get every item for $25. And if you order 3 items, you get free shipping. So check out the MyPillows, the Giza Sheets, the slippers, the towel sets, and more at MyPillow.com, and always use my promo code Bruce. Yeah, Dr. Joe Biden, not much of a political expert, but I guess, you know, you support your husband. You can be in denial as much as you want to be. The polls are terrible for Joe Biden. Hopefully they stay terrible, although this is a tenuous election. I think that predicting what could make the difference, like the difference, when they're sitting there analyzing this election result on the evening of November the 5th, into the morning and afternoon of November the 6th. I think it's really impossible right now to say what it'll be. They always know afterward from exit polls, okay, blacks didn't support Biden like they did before, Hispanics didn't support Biden like they did before, maybe gas prices will be $4.50 a gallon by then. Maybe the Middle East will be at war. Maybe Taiwan will have been invaded by China. We can't know. We just know it's close, and we know Biden is way behind. And the lawfare against Donald Trump is a wild card here, too. I mean, if Trump is convicted, my fear is that, A, he's going to be convicted in New York. There's no doubt about that. This is an activist judicial system in New York. We've already seen one activist judge fine him an absurd amount of money. That verdict will be overturned, but it won't be overturned before the election. This Stormy Daniels case, he'll be convicted in that case too, even though it's from 2016, even though he was already elected president, when everybody already knew about Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump's liaison. It won't matter. They'll use it again to get a conviction, and then Biden will use that to say, no, I'm not going to debate him. You know the man's not going to get a fair shake. He's not even going to get a remotely fair shake from the lawfare against him. But any one of these things could tip the outcome of the election. But right now, I mean, the Democrats need, it seems to me, like more than the lawfare against Trump. I mean, they need more than that. Here are the gaps. On the economy, 34% of respondents to this Wall Street Journal poll that had Trump up in 6 of the 7 swing states, 34% say Biden is better equipped to handle the economy. 54% say Trump is better equipped. That's a 20-point gap Biden has to make up. On immigration, oh, speaking of 20-point gaps, Biden better equipped, 32%. Trump better equipped, 52%. Now, is this because Donald Trump has some groundbreaking immigration policy that he's debuted and the major media is agog over the brilliance of Donald Trump's immigration policy? No, of course not. They wouldn't accurately portray it if he had a policy that was something no one had ever seen before. This is strictly people's brains working and their memories functioning back to how the border was under Trump, and their eyes work and they see how it is under Biden. That's the problem Biden has making up these 20-point gaps, is people remember what eggs and orange juice and gas and everything else that they bought under Trump. They remember what it cost. And now they go to the grocery and they're like, oh, whose fault is this? Well, it's sure not Donald Trump's fault. His perceived threat to democracy has nothing to do with the fact that when you're checking out at Kroger, it's costing you like $100 a week more than it did before. And if you think that's an exaggeration, the numbers say that the average American family is paying $11,000 a year more to live the same lifestyle it was living when Biden was in office. $100 a week at Kroger is only $5,000 of that, but your electric bill is higher, your taxes are higher. Oh, your taxes can't be higher, Bruce. He hasn't raised taxes on anybody making less than $400,000 a year. Well, somebody's stealing money from me because my taxes are going up and I'm not anywhere near that income. Okay? So people's minds work. They're not stupid, and they don't like being told they're stupid. They don't like being told, oh, everything's great. What's wrong with you? The economy's robust. No, it isn't. Where does Biden have a lead? Oh, you know where he has a lead. He has a lead on abortion, but he doesn't have that much of a lead. 45% say Biden better handle abortion than Trump, 33%. Trump has backed off on abortion. And I heard the other day some Biden idiot saying Trump favors a national abortion ban. No, he doesn't. I wish he would. But he has not said that. He has not said anything remotely close to that. In fact, he said stuff that leads me to believe he'd be way more liberal on abortion than I would ever want him to be. So Biden has a 12-point edge there. Okay, big deal. Good for you. Is that really a issue that could turn the election? I mean, it'll make a lot of histrionic white tramps who want to sleep around and kill their babies as a form of birth control go out and vote for him. Fitness to do the job. Look at this, another 20-point gap. 28% Biden, 48% Trump. No matter what they're doing on the media to take Trump down, it's not working. Wolf Blitzer was back at it again yesterday with the animals comment, which Trump said in Michigan about another illegal who murdered a woman, called him an animal because murderers are animals. But Wolf Blitzer trying to extrapolate this to all immigrants. Scott Jennings, assistant Attorney General under George W. Bush not having it. Yes! Knucklehead Wolf Blitzer. What a disgrace to journalism this guy is. What a total and utter disgrace. The most trusted name in news. No way. I was going to say my something, but I don't know how to finish it and keep it clean. But this election is close. You know how close it is. It's going to tighten. It's bound to tighten. And that's what worries me about A, the portrayal of what Trump says, and B, honestly, what Trump says. Like I said yesterday, he'd win this in a landslide if you just go hide in his basement. Karl Rove on how tight this is. One stumble down the stairs of Air Force One, one intemperate comment from Trump could turn the whole thing around. Well, I think it's going to be pretty hard to blame Trump if we don't have debates. As long as Donald Trump sticks to the line, and he should repeat this line every single time the topic of a debate comes up. Any place, anywhere, anytime, any format. Any place, anytime, anywhere, any format. That's 100%. But he can't debate Biden the way he did in the disastrous Chris Wallace debate. He can't be butting in. The less said, the better. Make Biden talk. Make him defend his policies. Because even the people who supposedly are in Biden's camp hate him for something. They just do, right? Here's the thing. If you've ever been to a Trump rally, if you've ever watched a Trump rally, is there anyone at a Trump rally protesting? No, there is no one at a Trump rally protesting. When Biden speaks, Union Hall or wherever he is, there is going to be between now and the as yet unforeseen end of the Israeli-Hamas war, there's going to be some nut job shouting for Palestinians and how evil Israel is. And Biden's going to have to face that. And it's not going to go away even at the big pep rally Democratic convention in the summer in Chicago.
Clouds and breezy, a cold day today, a couple of showers, high 45, cloudy with a shower tonight, low 36. Clouds and showers could mix with snow early tomorrow, a high 44. Partly sunny on Saturday, the high 52. Clouds and sun, a little bit warmer Sunday, the high 59. A morning shower in spots on Monday. Clouds will give way to some sun, the high Monday afternoon at 68. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Hi, Mike Gallagher here. Let me tell you about my friends at Innovative Roofing Systems. They're the
It's super
finest,
close.
most trustworthy installers in Central Ohio. If you need a roof inspection, it's free. If you install a new roof or siding and mention Mike and this ad, you get a $1,000 discount on your residential project. Innovative Roofing Systems. Schedule your appointment today, 614-324-9797. 614-324-9797, or go to innovativeroofingsystems.oh.com.
What motivated me to join AmeriCorps Vista was really just being able to give back to the community which I represent.
People all over the country join AmeriCorps Vista to help communities overcome poverty.
It allows me to explore a lot of different things, and I don't think that I'd be able to do that with a regular job.
Learn how you can build your community and your career at AmeriCorps.gov/Vista.
What do you want your future to be like? Invest in your education today, something that no one can take away from you. Ohio Christian University's online programs for working adults give you the flexibility to take one class at a time to fit your busy schedule. Our programs range from business to psychology and substance abuse counseling. Classes begin on March 19th, 2024. Take the next step and call 844-726-7937 today to learn more, or go to ohiochristian.edu/apply.
It's getting harder and harder to make sense out of today's headlines. To stay on top of breaking world and national news with a Christian worldview and a faith-based perspective on what it means, turn to ChristianHeadlines.com. Log on to ChristianHeadlines.com for the very latest news, and then sign up for our free daily newsletter to stay one step ahead of what's happening. Get out of the mainstream media rut with top news and positive headlines every day with ChristianHeadlines.com.
Ad paid for by America First Tax Group. Attention! If you or your business is behind in filing your tax returns, or if you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The IRS does not joke around and will not stop their collection efforts. If you're tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments and would like to get a fresh start, we can help. Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problems, end all collections, and may even reduce your back taxes significantly. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you, but you must call 800-852-3467 today to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free, and the help is real. Call 800-852-3467. That's 800-852-3467. Again, 800-852-3467.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Well, if you like eating well, steak is probably at the center of, or a big part of, what you like to eat when you eat well. And if you like great steak, you'll love steaks from riverbendranchsteaks.com/Bruce Hooley. That's my personal site. You'll be on my team. You'll order your steaks and you'll get the same delicious USDA choice and prime cuts that I do when I order my filet mignon, when I order my ground beef, and when I order my New York strip. Whatever your favorite cut of steak is, whether it's ribeye, whether it's steak strips to make Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, you can get it from Riverbend Ranch Steaks. Oh, I left out the awesome roasts that they have. They're all black Angus beef, all from one ranch out west where they built their own processing plant. They don't even stress the cattle as they truck them to market because they don't truck them to market. They never feed them hormones or antibiotics. It is the best beef you will ever taste. And you can order it every month or every other month, shipped right to your door. riverbendranchsteaks.com/Bruce Hooley. riverbendranchsteaks.com/Bruce Hooley. Incidentally, the prices at Riverbend Ranch have not gone up in the last year. So they are a patriot-loving company and not a company that is beholden to Biden administration economic manipulation and tactics. And that's really, I think, where this election is going to be decided. People know what things cost because they have to pay for it. You tend to remember what you have to pay for, what you have to shell out to get it. The funny part, there are two great websites out there. One of them is hilarious. It is Bidenomics.com. Now, you would think that if the White House was going to coined the phrase Bidenomics, and the president was going to talk about it all throughout the country for months and months and months and months. He stopped talking about it, by the way. Fox has done a count on the amount of times he uses the term Bidenomics, and it's virtually gone to zero because he kept talking about Bidenomics is working. And it wasn't working, and it isn't working, and it hasn't worked. You would think if you were going to talk about something like Bidenomics, you would actually like trademark the URL so that somebody like the Heritage Foundation wouldn't actually reserve the URL and put out the site and own the site, Bidenomics.com. But they did. I mean, the Heritage Foundation, not the Biden administration. And so if you go to Bidenomics.com, you will be greeted by a mock-up of a US dollar bill with Joe Biden's picture on it, and the words, Bidenomics is bad economics. Scroll down, Bidenomics, rhetoric versus reality. The rhetoric, a quote from Joe Biden, we're bringing down prices across the board. The reality, cost of living is up 18% and climbing. More rhetoric from Joe Biden, wages are up after being adjusted for inflation. The reality, real wages and take-home pay are both down. It goes on like this. My economic plan is working. It's reducing the deficit. No, it isn't. The reality is there's a $2 trillion annual deficit, which is the new normal. Okay, so that's one website, but it's not the best. It's not the best. The best website, bar none, and I'm on it right now, is Biden-Mart.com. Biden-Mart.com. Now, what is this site? It's a picture of a grocery store with the words on the outside, Biden-Mart. And there's Joe Biden standing there pointing at it like, hey, check it out, Biden Mart. It's a very simple website. It says America's Grocery List 2024. This is put out by a political action committee supporting Donald Trump, Make America Great Again. And all it is a list of items that you can buy at the grocery, and it asks you to check the items that you want, and then at the bottom of the page it will calculate what those items cost when Trump was president and what those items cost now that Biden is president, and the percentage increase in the prices. Biden-Mart.com. So here's what I checked. Let's do the math on it. Apples, a 2-pound bag of apples. This is stuff we would buy and eat in the Hooley household. A watermelon. 2 pounds of ground beef, a 5-pound bag of potatoes, a 2-pound bag of carrots, milk, cheese, a 1-pound block of cheese, a pineapple, and let's add a dozen eggs. We have our own chickens, but let's add a dozen eggs. Under Trump, my bill would have been $25.01. Under Biden, my bill would be, I don't know why I'm laughing, $39.42. That is an increase of 57.62%. 57.62%. Did I get anything ornate? Didn't get any cookies. Can't afford it under Biden. Didn't get a lot of vegetables that we normally would get. Zucchini, love to have some of that. Love fried zucchini. Nope, can't afford it. Lemons, love to have some. No thanks, can't afford it. Tenderloin, oranges. Oh, who could afford oranges? No thanks. So these are effective tools. People don't need to go to the website to know how things have changed under Joe Biden. So he's got a problem much bigger than just the protests at his rallies. He's got a problem because people remember how things worked. They remember what prices were. And I don't really know how he's going to outrun that. Unless people just are so afflicted with Trump derangement syndrome that they forget and they think, I just can't bring myself to vote for Orange Man Bad. I just can't bring myself to vote for Orange Man Bad. Here is Karl Rove on how close, how tight, how marginally thin the difference between Trump and Biden is at this point. Not necessarily at this point, but how thin it was the last time and what Biden needs to do to turn things around.
This is going to be something
Yeah, and I just can't imagine that there is going to be, on November the 5th, this enthusiasm to get out to the polls and vote for Joe Biden because, man, we fear Donald Trump. Oh, we fear our lives are going to be so, like, he's going to be a dictator on day one. Our lives are just going to be awful. People are going to hear that and hear that and hear that. And here's the thing. Trump was president for 4 years, and it wasn't that way. He tried to steal the election. He's the greatest threat to the democracy since the Civil War. Did he leave Washington on Trump Force One? Did he go back to Mar-a-Lago? Yeah, he did. Like, do I misremember January 6th? I remember the riots. I remember the barricades coming down. I deplored it at the time. I condemned it at the time. Was Biden certified as president? What did it take? Like a week? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Did we wait till March 1st? Oh, no, that's right. It was certified like by midnight that night. Not ideal. I'd love to have had it come off without a hitch, without Ashley Babbitt getting murdered by a police officer who never should have skated on shooting her with no cause at all. But people know. They know when they're being lied to. They know when they're being played. They know when people are not telling them the truth. And I just can't believe that people are going to wake up on November the 5th and say, man, I got to get out there and vote because I just can't, like, the world will disintegrate if Donald Trump is reelected president. Well, if you consider, like, his tax cuts being made permanent and everybody in the world being afraid to make a move, like, what would the world stage look like now if Trump were still in office? I mean, he's just crazy enough that if you're Xi, if you're Putin, if you're the Ayatollahs in Iran, if you're Hamas, Hezbollah, which that's going to get worse, we're going to talk about that in the next hour, are they as emboldened to do the stuff they've done under Joe Biden's wrong on everything with foreign policy for 50 years?
And if you watch the news at all, you know that Mike Lindell and his MyPillow family no longer have the support of big box stores or the shopping channels the way they used to. They've been part of the cancel culture, and they're the targets, so they want to pass the savings of being canceled directly onto you by having a $25 extravaganza. When Mike started MyPillow, it was a one-product company. With the help of his dedicated employees, they now have hundreds of products, some of which you may not even know about. To get the word out, I want to invite my listeners to check out their $25 extravaganza. For instance, a 2-pack multi-use MyPillow, just $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. Their 6-pack towel sets, $25. Brand new 4-pack dish towels, you guessed it, $25. For the first time ever, the premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, just $25. Orders over $75 will receive free shipping too. This amazing offer won't last long, so go to MyPillow.com and use my promo code Bruce. That's MyPillow.com, promo code Bruce.
Find us at 989theanswer.com. Download our apps. Stream us 24/7. WTOH and WTOH HD1, Upper Arlington, Columbus.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Rescuers continue to search for dozens of people a day after Taiwan's strongest earthquake in a quarter-century damaged buildings and caused multiple rock slides, killing 10 people.
Of the approximately 690 people said to have been trapped or out of contact, most were guests and workers at a hotel. Authorities say they're all safe. The quake, which has injured more than 1,000, struck during rush hour Wednesday and was centered off the coast of rural mountainous Hualien County. In the eastern coastal capital of Hualien, workers use an excavator to stabilize the base of a damaged building with construction materials as some officers take samples of its exterior. I'm Charles Dilladesma.
Also at townhall.com, the number of Americans applying for jobless benefits rose to their highest level in 2 months last week. But layoffs remain at historically low levels as the labor market continues to impress despite elevated interest rates. The Labor Department reporting that filings for unemployment claims for the week ending March 30th climbed by 9,000 to 221,000 from the previous week's 212,000. This could be a big disappointment Cloud coverage could interfere with Monday's total solar eclipse.
Some Americans in the path of totality may have a hard time seeing the moon as it passes in front of the sun. The National Weather Service says current forecasts show cloud cover from Texas through southern Arkansas, along with parts of the Ohio Valley. The regions with the best chances for clear skies are northern New England, upstate New York, southern Missouri, and central Indiana. This will be the first solar eclipse to be visible in the U.S. since 2017. Keisha Stevens reporting.
The Dow hit 185 points, the NASDAQ adding 165. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Clouds and breezy, a cold day today, a couple of showers, high 45, cloudy with a shower tonight, low 36. Clouds and showers could mix with snow early tomorrow, the high 44. Partly sunny on Saturday, the high 52. Clouds and sun, a little bit warmer Sunday, the high 59. A morning shower in spots on Monday. Clouds will give way to some sun, the high Monday afternoon at 68. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Planning for retirement is no small task. If you don't know where to start, join Rodney Peters of Peters Wealth Group every Saturday at 10 and 2 for Retire Ready Ohio. Rodney shares helpful tips and strategies that just might change the course of your retirement. Listen every Saturday at 10 and 2 to Retire Ready Ohio with Rodney Peters of Peters Wealth Group. The firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services are offered through Peters Wealth Group, a state-registered investment advisor. Now.
Millions taken in a historic heist.
Authorities say thieves stole as much as $30 million at a Los Angeles money storage facility, one of the largest cash heists in city history. The caper occurred Sunday night at a facility in the Sylmar area of the San Fernando Valley, where cash from businesses across the region is handled and stored. Thieves apparently were able to breach the building and the safe where the money was in storage. Rhonda Roxford reporting.
Oklahoma preparing to execute a death row inmate convicted of shooting and killing 2 people in Oklahoma City more than 2 decades ago. Michael Dwayne Smith scheduled to receive a lethal injection today at the Oklahoma State Penitentiary in McAllister. Smith convicted and sentenced to die for killing Janet Moore and Sharuf Haluru in separate shootings in February of 2002. Prosecutors say Smith was a ruthless gang member. Breaking news at townhall.com. Ford is delaying its rollout of new electric vehicles, including large pickup trucks and a large electric SUV.
The move comes as EV sales slow in the U.S. Instead of introducing more electrics, Ford plans to add gas-electric hybrids to its model lineup. The automaker says a new electric pickup to be built at a new factory in Tennessee will be delayed by a year until 2026. The big electric SUV with 3 rows of seats will be delayed by 2 years until 2027. The company's factory in Oakville, Ontario, near Toronto. Rich Thomason reporting.
In health news, the maker of a drug for Lou Gehrig's disease that recently failed in a study says it will pull the medicine from the U.S. market. Amylyx Pharmaceuticals said it will halt marketing in the U.S. and Canada. In March, the drug maker announced that its drug had failed to show any benefit for patients. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm John Scott.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded. Biden has started tracking Christians like cattle. Yes, you heard it right. He pressured banks to tag transactions.
That'll do it for hour number 1. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn the live stream off. We'll be, if you want to watch hour number 2, it is on the Bruce Hooley Show Facebook page or the 989theanswer.com Facebook page. 989theanswer Facebook page. Back tomorrow, I'm hosting Mike Gallagher from 9 to noon. You can watch that on the Salem News Channel. If you want to get that, download that app. I believe it's free. And I'll broadcast, I might broadcast the final hour of my show tomorrow, noon to 1, because that'll be the only local hour. Everything else will be national. So maybe see you tomorrow an hour later than normal. And until then, have a great night and a great nearing the end of your week.